Have you ever looked at your cat and wondered, what is actually going on in that head? One minute, they are a purring ball of fluff on your lap. The next, they are staring into a dark corner as if they've seen a ghost. They sprint through the house at 3 a.m., they refuse to use a litter box tucked in a corner, and they drop a soggy toy at your feet with a look of intense expectation. To us, these are just cat things, quirky, funny, and sometimes annoying behaviors that make no sense in a modern home. But what if I told you that none of it is random? Behind those glowing eyes, your cat is running biological software that is millions of years old. They aren't just being weird. They are navigating your living room using the same survival instincts their ancestors used to stay alive in the harsh African deserts. In their mind, your apartment isn't just a home, it's a territory filled with potential prey and hidden predators. Today we are decoding the history of the world according to cats. We're going to trace their journey from the solitary hunters of the Fertile Crescent to the masters of the modern household. We'll explore how they used a masterclass in biological manipulation to ensure that we, the humans, would help them take over the entire planet. But more importantly, we're going to look at why your cat has never once looked at you and seen a human. They see you as a really big, really clumsy cat, who somehow ended up in their colony. The desert ghost, our 10,000-year roommate. To understand your cat, you first have to understand where they came from. Cats are desert animals. Their ancestors evolved to thrive in environments that would be punishing for most creatures. This one single fact explains so much about why they act curiously in our homes today. For example, have you ever noticed your cat stealing your seat the moment you stand up? You think they're being a little thief, but they're actually being smart about survival. Cats have a higher baseline body temperature than humans, running between 100 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. What feels like a comfortable room to you feels slightly chilly to them. That warm spot you just left behind is a preheated sanctuary that helps them regulate their temperature without burning extra calories. But their desert roots go deeper than just seeking warmth. Because they evolved in arid climates, their thirst drive is remarkably low. Their ancestors got almost all their water from the prey they ate. When we feed them only dry kibble, which is about 10% moisture, we are accidentally putting them in a state of chronic low-level dehydration. They don't drink more because their brain isn't wired to feel thirsty until it's almost too late. This is ancient software still running in a modern world, and it's why your cat is quietly craving the hydration they were born to receive. But if they are so wild, why do they meow at us? Later in this video, I'll show you how cats invented a brand new language just to train humans, and you've likely been responding to it your entire life. The first choice, the grain revolution. Our shared history began roughly 10,000 years ago in the Fertile Crescent. Humans had just discovered agriculture. For the first time, we were staying in one place and storing grain. But where there is grain, there are rodents. To the early farmers, mice were a disaster. But to a small wild hunter, they were a gold mine. This is the point where the first choice was made. These wildcats weren't captured or tamed like dogs or cattle. Instead, they performed what we now call a security sweep of our early settlements. They noticed that humans were hopeless hunters, who were accidentally attracting a massive food source. By lingering near our homes, the cats entered a loop of social learning. They realized that while we were large and unpredictable, we were also a safe base that kept larger predators away. Evidence of this deep bond was found in a 9,500-year-old burial on the island of Cyprus. A human was laid to rest with a cat buried intentionally beside them. This suggests that even then, nearly 10 millennia ago, the cat was not just a tool for pest control, it was a member of the inner circle. They had already begun the process of scent mixing, merging their world with ours to signal that we were safe. Part 2. Taking over the world, the shipwrecked survivors. How did a small desert cat take over the entire planet? They did it by hitching a ride on our biggest achievements. As humans began to trade and explore, they brought their cats with them on ships to protect the food supplies from rats. These cats weren't just passengers, they were active crew members. They ran their patrols across the decks and kept the shared nest of the ship safe from invaders. Despite these thousands of years of travel and living in our homes, something remarkable happened. Cats stayed the same. Genetically, your house cat is almost identical to those ancient wild ancestors. While we bred dogs to look and act like hundreds of different things, cats remained biological masterpieces of hunting. This is why your cat still needs to kill their toys. Every time they pounce on a feather, their brain is trying to complete a hunting sequence: stalk, chase, pounce, catch, kill, eat, that hasn't changed in 10,000 years. When we don't let them win the hunt, we aren't just playing wrong. We are frustrating a predator that is still hardwired for the wild. If you're starting to realize your cat is a tiny, ancient lion living in your house, hit that like button and subscribe. We're helping owners everywhere finally speak their cat's language. Part 3. The Identity Crisis. You are a big cat. One of the most fascinating things about cat history is that they never developed a separate social behavior for humans. Dogs treat us differently than they treat other dogs. Cats don't. When your cat rubs against your leg or grooms your hand, they are using the exact same behavior they would use with another cat in their colony. In their mind, you are just a really big, really clumsy cat. And because they see you as one of their own, they judge you by cat standards. And by cat standards, you are a disaster. You don't have whiskers to navigate the dark, and you are dangerously loud. But the biggest red flag? You never hunt. Your cat watches you every day and notices you just pull food out of a loud, cold box. This is why they bring you gifts, like dead mice or soggy toys. They aren't thanking you, they are trying to teach you how to survive. They've decided that since you're too clumsy to feed yourself, they'll have to provide the lesson. Part 4. The Language Evolution, the Meow and the Blink. If cats haven't changed genetically, how did they adapt to us? They did it through behavioral evolution. Take the meow. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. It's a sound kittens use to get their mother's attention. But your cat figured out very early on that you don't read body language well. You missed the slow blinks and the tail signals. So they adapted. They brought back their baby voice and shaped it specifically for you. That meow you hear at 3 a.m.? It was invented just for you because your cat decided you were worth the effort. They also developed the social stretch. Wild cats don't stretch when they see each other, but your cat does it the moment you walk in. This isn't about tight muscles, it's a deliberate social signal that they are relaxed and happy you're back. They are running an updated version of their software specifically designed for human interaction. And then there is the slow blink, the legendary cat kiss. In the wild, closing your eyes is a massive vulnerability. When your cat slow blinks at you, they are choosing to go blind in front of a giant because they feel 100% safe. They even do this while you're sleeping, sitting by your face and offering a sign of trust you'll never even see. Part 5. The Safe Base. Why you are home. Everything in cat history, from the grain stores of the Fertile Crescent to the decks of sailing ships, leads to one conclusion. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University found that over 60% of cats show a secure attachment style to their owners. This is the exact same bond human infants have with their mothers. When you are present, your cat's stress levels drop. They feel safe enough to explore the world and, more importantly, they feel safe enough to enter deep REM sleep beside you. For an animal that is still genetically a wild predator, falling into a twitching, needing sleep is a massive risk. If they do this with you, they have decided that you are the safest place in their entire world. This is why they choose to sleep with you, positioning themselves as your bodyguard at the foot of the bed or pressed against your back. They are standing guard, watching the entry points while you, their clumsy, defenseless colony member, rest. Conclusion. Your cat is a creature of ancient codes and silent messages. They aren't being weird, they are living out a 10,000-year success story. They are solitary hunters who decided that the human colony was a risk worth taking. When you start listening to their 3 a.m. patrols, their teaching gifts and their social stretches, you stop being just an owner. You become the partner who finally understands. You become the one presence that tells their entire nervous system that everything is okay. Your cat doesn't need you to be a perfect hunter. They just need you to be the one who makes them feel like they don't have to be wild anymore. Because to your cat, you aren't just a human. You are home. If you want to learn more about the silent messages your cat sends while you sleep, check out our video on why your cat stares at you. And don't forget to hit subscribe to join our colony. Let's help every cat feel understood.